Okay, so you know how much we love to just get right into a topic.
Yeah.
So today we are talking about something that I know a lot of our listeners are super interested in,
Right.
which is how to promote music online without having to spend a lot of money.
Especially for up-and-coming artists.
Right?
Yeah.
That is a huge topic.
It is a huge topic.
Yeah.
So you sent over this really helpful guide,
I did.
and it's got a lot of really, really good info.
Yeah, a lot of actionable steps that musicians can take.
So what I want to do in this deep dive is really get into the meat of it
Okay.
and like figure out what are the best strategies, like what are the things that people can start using like today to get more people listening to their music
Yeah.
for free.
Absolutely. And I think what's so valuable about the guide is it really cuts through the noise.
Right.
There's so much information out there.
Yeah.
It can feel overwhelming.
Totally.
So we want to give you like those aha moments where you're like, okay,
Yes.
now I understand.
Now I get it.
I can apply this. This is how this works.
Exactly.
Okay, so first up, the guide starts with YouTube.
Okay.
Now everybody knows YouTube.
Right.
It's for videos.
Uh-huh.
But why, for a musician who's maybe just starting out, or even someone who's been doing this for a while but is looking for free ways to promote their music, why is YouTube like the first stop?
YouTube is really powerful for a couple reasons.
Okay.
I mean, first of all, we have to remember that it's the second largest search engine in the world,
Right after Google.
right after Google.
Yeah,
So that means that people are actively going there to search for things,
right.
and they're searching for music.
Okay.
So if you're a musician,
Yeah.
you want to be where people are already looking for what you're creating.
Okay, so it's not just about like making a cool video and putting it up there.
Right.
It's like people are actually typing in words
Yes.
into a search bar to try and find music.
Yeah, like think about it. If you want to learn how to play a certain song on the guitar,
Right.
you're going to go to YouTube.
Or if you just want to listen to a song, you're going to go to YouTube.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So you have a built-in audience that's already there looking for music.
Okay, so that makes sense.
And then when you think about the different types of content you can create for YouTube as a musician, it's not just music videos.
Right.
It's things like live performances,
Okay.
lyric videos,
People love those.
behind-the-scenes content.
Yeah.
All of that can live on YouTube and can be discoverable.
Okay, so the first step, according to the guide, is setting up like a branded artist channel.
Right.
It seems pretty basic, but I'm guessing there's more to it than just like having a page.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you want to think of your YouTube channel as kind of like your central hub for all things music.
Okay.
So it does start with, signing in with your Google account,
Right.
but then you want to optimize that space.
Okay.
So that includes having a consistent profile picture
Okay.
that is the same across all of your different platforms.
So people recognize you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It reinforces your brand.
Okay.
You also want a really eye-catching banner image.
Oh, like a cover photo?
Like a cover photo for your channel
Okay.
that visually represents your music.
Okay, cool.
And then this is really important,
Okay.
a well-crafted bio with links.
Okay.
So when someone lands on your YouTube channel and they're like, oh, I love this music,
Right.
you want to make it super easy for them to then go and find your music on Spotify,
Yeah.
Apple Music,
Wherever else?
Bandcamp, wherever they want to listen,
Okay, yeah.
and also link to your other social media channels.
Okay, so it's all connected.
It's all connected. It creates this like seamless experience for the fan.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I've got the channel set up. It looks nice and professional.
Yes.
What about the content?
Okay.
So the guide lists, music videos, lyric videos, behind the scenes, footage, vlogs, like all this stuff.
It's a lot.
If someone's just starting out, what should they prioritize?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Okay.
I think it really depends on like what resources you have available and also the story you want to tell.
Okay.
So if you're able to create like really high quality music videos,
Right.
that's amazing.
Awesome.
But even if you can't do that, even just like a well-produced lyric video
Right.
can be really engaging
Okay.
and super searchable
Okay. Yeah.
because people are searching for lyrics.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think what's really interesting is the behind-the-scenes content
Oh, yeah.
and the vlogs,
Yeah.
because that allows fans to connect with you on a deeper level,
Right.
like more personally,
Yeah.
and it builds a stronger sense of community. And you don't need to have a big budget to do that.
Yeah.
Just being authentic
Yeah.
is often way more powerful.
Right. And I feel like that's kind of the theme nowadays. It's
Yeah.
just like people want to see the real you,
Absolutely.
not the super polished,
Yeah.
like fake version.
Exactly.
Okay, so next the guide gets into SEO.
Yeah.
which is like search engine optimization.
Yeah.
And I feel like that can be a little intimidating for people.
Sounds very technical.
It sounds very technical, but like on YouTube, what does that actually mean?
Basically, it's just making sure that your videos are going to show up when people search for music like yours,
Okay.
right? So there are a few key tactics that the guide highlights.
Okay.
First of all, using relevant keywords in your titles.
Right.
So think about what someone who would actually enjoy your music might type into the YouTube search bar.
Right.
So don't just use the song title.
Okay.
Be a little bit more descriptive.
Got it.
And then also detailed descriptions are really important. So
Yeah.
use that space to tell people more about the song.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration behind it?
Okay.
And again, include those links
No, your other stuff.
to all your other platforms.
Okay.
And then finally, tags.
Tags.
So tags are like these additional keywords that you can add
Okay.
sort of behind the scenes.
Okay.
And they help YouTube understand what your video is about
Right.
and who might be interested in it.
So it's not just like rock or pop or whatever.
No, it can be much more specific.
Okay.
So think about the mood, the themes,
Okay.
the instruments that are featured.
Okay, so it's like
Yeah.
you're speaking YouTube's language
Yes, exactly.
in a way.
You're helping the algorithm understand your music
Right.
and connect it with the right listeners.
Not it.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's not just about getting people to click on your video.
No.
Right? It's about keeping them there
Yes,
and like keeping them coming back for more.
absolutely.
So the guide mentions engaging with viewers.
Yes.
What does that look like on YouTube?
So engagement is really important because it tells YouTube that your content is valuable
Okay.
and that it's worth recommending to other people.
Okay.
So that can be things like responding to comments,
Okay.
even just to simple like, thanks for watching, or
Yeah.
I appreciate your feedback.
Makes a big difference.
And it's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Encouraging likes and shares.
Right.
You can even put like a little call to action in your video. Like, hey, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And then consistent posting.
Okay.
So this is really key because it gives people a reason to subscribe to your channel
Yeah.
and to keep coming back for more.
So it's like they know that you're going to be
Yeah.
releasing stuff.
Yeah, exactly like you're building a regular appointment with your audience.
Okay. And then finally, on the YouTube front, there's the promotion part.
Right.
So sharing your videos on social media, embedding them on your website.
Yes.
All that seems pretty obvious.
Yeah.
But there's this really interesting point about collaborating with other artists.
Yes.
What does that mean in terms of YouTube and growing your reach?
So collaboration is huge
Okay.
because it allows you to tap into other artists' fan bases.
Okay.
So let's say you do a collaboration with another musician.
Right.
You're featured on their video or they're featured on yours.
Right.
You're exposing your music to their audience
Right.
and they're introducing their fans to you.
So it's like cross-pollination.
It's exactly like cross-pollination.
Yeah.
So look for artists whose music complements yours
Okay.
or who you think have a similar audience.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay. So to sum up YouTube,
Okay.
optimize your channel, upload consistently,
Yes.
make sure your content is engaging,
Uh-huh.
use SEO to make it discoverable,
Yes.
talk to your audience.
Engage with them.
Yeah, engage with your audience and
Yeah.
collaborate with other artists.
Absolutely.
Got it. Okay, next up.
Okay.
The guide talks about TikTok,
TikTok.
which is a whole other beast.
It's a different world.
It's a whole different world.
Yeah.
And you know, we've talked about how musicians should think of their music as like a business,
Right.
especially if they're trying to make a living from it.
Yeah.
So why would a musician spend time on TikTok?
So TikTok is interesting because it has this potential for like really rapid discovery.
Okay.
So the algorithm is designed to surface content that people are engaging with,
Yep.
regardless of how many followers you have.
Oh, so you don't have to already have 1 million followers
No.
to get seen?
No.
Okay.
And that's what's so powerful about it.
Okay.
And the guide talks about viral trends and challenges
Yeah.
as being like these huge opportunities for musicians
Yeah, okay.
because you can use these short form videos
Right.
to capture people's attention with like those earworm moments from your music.
Okay, so like a catchy hook or something.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like those little snippets that get stuck in your head.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a gateway drug to your music.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the guide kind of lays out how to actually do this.
Yeah.
So first thing, create an artist profile,
Right.
and it specifically says like a business or creator account.
Yeah.
Why is that important?
So business and creator accounts give you access to analytics,
Okay.
which we've talked about how important those are.
Yeah.
To understand what's working,
Right.
what people are responding to.
Yeah.
And they might also give you some additional tools and features that you can use for promotion.
Okay, so it's worth doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, and then it's all about the content. So, uploading snippets, encouraging user-generated content.
Right.
How do you actually get people to use your music?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yes.
So it's about being really intentional with what you're sharing.
Okay.
So upload those short, catchy snippets.
Okay.
Like the parts of your songs that you know people are going to remember.
Right.
They're going to grab their attention.
Yeah.
And then encourage people to use your music in their own TikToks.
Okay.
So you could start a dance challenge.
Oh, yeah.
You could invite people to lip sync to your lyrics.
Okay.
Or just use your song as the soundtrack to their own videos.
Cool.
So the more people are
Right.
actively using your music,
Right.
the wider its reach becomes.
Got it. Okay. And the guide also mentions joining viral trends and creating original challenges.
Yeah.
That sounds like you have to be constantly aware of what's going on TikTok.
You have to stay current. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Because trends change so quickly.
Right.
So yeah, you need to be aware of what's popular
Yeah.
and find ways to weave your music into it.
Okay.
You could create your own original challenge
Okay.
that's linked to your song
Cool.
or the theme of your song.
Yeah.
But it has to be engaging.
Right.
It has to be fun
Yeah.
and easy for people to replicate.
Okay. So don't overthink it.
Don't overthink.
Can't overthink it.
Just jump in.
Yeah, exactly.
Have some fun.
Be creative.
Yeah. Okay. And then there's the whole hashtag thing.
Yes.
Which I feel like on any social media platform is super important.
Super important.
The guide mentions using the obvious ones like new music and indie artist.
Right.
But are there any other hashtag strategies that work well on TikTok for musicians specifically?
Yeah, so beyond those general genre tags,
Okay.
it's a good idea to use more specific hashtags
Okay.
that relate to the mood
Right.
or the style of your song,
Okay.
even the lyrical themes.
And then if you're participating in a specific trend or challenge,
Right.
definitely use that hashtag.
Okay.
So people can find it.
Okay, yeah.
And then also think about more niche community hashtags.
Okay.
If your music fits into a particular subgenre,
Right.
so do some research.
Okay.
See what other artists in your niche are using.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then there's the influencer thing,
Yes.
which can be tricky because we're talking about free ways to promote your music,
Right.
but influencers usually cost money.
Yeah, they can.
So how can you approach this without breaking the bank?
So while it's true that collaborating with big influencers can be expensive,
Right.
there are a lot of smaller or micro influencers who are really passionate about music,
Cool.
and they may be open to collaborations,
Even if you can't pay them.
even if you can't pay them,
Okay.
especially if they genuinely love your music.
Okay.
So it's about building relationships,
Okay.
engaging with their content,
Right.
finding creators whose style aligns with yours.
Yeah.
You could offer them early access to your music.
Okay.
You could create content together.
Yeah.
Or just do shout outs for each other,
Okay.
about building connections.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then finally for TikTok, the guide really stresses consistency.
Yeah.
Posting daily or even multiple times a week.
TikTok loves consistency.
That sounds like a lot.
It is a lot.
So why is that so important?
So the TikTok algorithm tends to reward people who post frequently.
Oh,
So the more you post,
right.
the more likely your content is to be seen.
Got it.
But also, you want to prioritize quality over quantity.
Okay, so don't just post junk.
Don't just post anything.
Yeah.
Make sure it's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, find a sustainable rhythm
Right.
that you can actually maintain.
Don't burn yourself out.
Don't burn yourself out.
Yeah.
Because that's not helpful.
No.
But yeah, even a few high-quality posts a week
Right.
can be more effective than daily low-effort stuff.
Totally. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on from the crazy world of TikTok,
Yes.
the guide then talks about SoundCloud,
Okay.
which has been around for a while,
It has.
and it's kind of seen as the platform for independent artists.
Yeah. I think that's a fair assessment.
So where does SoundCloud fit in now in terms of free music promotion?
So SoundCloud is still really valuable,
Okay.
especially for independent and emerging artists.
Okay.
It's a great place to share your music,
Yeah.
get some initial exposure,
Okay.
and connect with fans who are specifically looking for new music.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And how can musicians use it effectively according to the guide?
So again, it starts with creating a professional profile
Okay.
and including links to your other social media,
Of course.
just streaming services.
It's like that's the theme here. It's
Yeah.
like connect everything.
Connect everybody.
Make it easy for people to find you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, and then it says uploading high-quality tracks.
Yes.
Like well-mixed, well-mastered.
That's a given.
I mean, that's like a no-brainer, right?
It should be, but you'd be surprised
Yeah.
how many people don't
Yeah.
put that much effort into it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm glad the guide mentions it.
Me too.
Okay, and then there's this whole thing about metadata.
We had to do it.
So catchy titles, good descriptions, genre tags, album artwork.
Yeah.
Why is all that stuff so important?
So metadata is basically the information
But-
that helps SoundCloud and its users
Okay,
understand what your music's about.
got it.
So catchy titles are important.
Yeah,
They grab people's attention.
when they're scrolling through.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good descriptions let you tell the story behind your song,
Oh,
share your inspiration,
yeah.
and include keywords that can help people find you.
Okay,
Genre tags are super important
yeah.
because they connect you with listeners who are looking for that specific style of music.
Right.
And then album artwork
Yeah.
makes your track stand out visually.
It's like a little thumbnail almost.
Yeah, like a little thumbnail.
Yeah.
So it's all about making it easy for the right people to find your music.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have to talk about engagement,
Engagement.
which is like always on the list.
Always.
So responding to comments, following similar artists, interacting with people. I
Yeah.
feel like that's a theme across all these platforms.
It is.
That's
like talk to people.
it'd be social.
Be social.
It's social media.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So on SoundCloud, responding to comments shows that you appreciate your listeners.
Right.
And then following and interacting with similar artists
Yeah.
can lead to networking opportunities,
Right.
collaborations.
Cool.
Yeah.
The guide also mentions joining groups and playlists.
Yes.
So how can artists use those to get more exposure?
So community playlists and groups are a really effective way to tap into existing audiences.
Okay.
So look for playlists that align with your genre.
Right.
Submit your music.
Okay.
And then genre-specific groups.
Are great places to share your music
Okay.
and connect with other artists and fans.
Cool.
But remember to participate authentically.
Right.
Don't just drop your links and run,
Yeah.
engage in the conversation.
Be a part of the community.
Be part of the community.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then finally, for SoundCloud, it's about sharing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
Right.
So social media, your website, get it out there.
Get it out there.
Don't keep it trapped on SoundCloud.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, next up we've got Instagram.
Instagram.
Now everybody knows Instagram.
Right.
It's for pictures
Yeah, videos.
and videos.
Yeah.
But how can musicians use Instagram effectively?
So Instagram is really great for visual storytelling.
Okay.
And for connecting with fans in a very direct and personal way.
Okay, so again, first step, switch to a creator or a business account.
Yes.
It's all about those analytics.
It is.
Okay.
You need to know what's working,
Right.
who your audience is.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
Okay, and then it's all about visuals.
Yes.
So behind the scenes photos, teasers, album artwork.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff works best for musicians on Instagram?
So again, authenticity is really important.
Yeah.
People want to see the real you.
Yeah.
So behind the scenes snippets
Yeah.
of your recording process or songwriting sessions,
Yeah.
just your everyday life as a musician.
Okay.
Song teasers are great for building anticipation,
Right.
upcoming releases,
Yeah.
and then visually striking album artwork
Okay.
can really help you stand out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then there's Instagram stories and reels,
Yeah.
which are like the more short form video stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So how can musicians use those effectively?
So stories are great for like in the moment updates.
Okay.
So like quick snippets from rehearsals or
Yeah.
just spontaneous thoughts about your music.
Yeah.
You could also use interactive features like polls and Q&As.
Oh, yeah, people love those.
People love those. And then reels are great for short, impactful music clips.
Okay,
Creative visuals.
Yeah.
Even mini music videos.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and then engagement, of course.
Engagement always.
So comments, DMs, going live, polls, Q&As,
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
All that good stuff.
Okay.
It's all about that two-way communication.
Right.
Building relationships.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and then hashtags and geotags.
Yes.
I feel like hashtags are like a universal language now.
They are.
So any tips for using them effectively on Instagram?
Yeah. So similar to TikTok.
Okay.
Use a mix of broad and specific hashtags.
Oh, okay.
Research popular hashtags in your genre,
Right.
and then use more niche swings as well.
Okay.
Geotags are great if you're performing live,
Right.
or if you want to connect with fans in a specific location.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then finally, collaboration and cross-promotion.
Yes.
It's like the online music world is all about community.
It is.
Right.
It's about supporting each other,
Yeah.
collaborate.
Cool. Okay, so we've covered YouTube, TikTok, SoundCloud, Instagram.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
But there's more.
There's more.
The guide then talks about Facebook groups and Reddit,
Okay.
which seem a little bit less obvious.
Yeah. Maybe a little less direct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why are those good places for musicians to be?
So Facebook groups and Reddit are really valuable
Okay.
because they allow you to connect with people
Okay.
who are already passionate about specific genres
Okay.
or subcultures.
So they're like little niche communities.
They are.
Okay.
And unlike broader platforms where you're competing with all sorts of content,
Yeah.
these communities are very focused.
Okay.
So you can really target your efforts.
Cool.
Yeah.
So how can musicians use these effectively?
So first up, Facebook groups.
Okay.
The guide says, join genre-specific groups.
Okay.
So what kind of groups should people be looking for? Think about your ideal listener.
Okay.
What kind of music do they like?
Right.
What are their other interests?
Okay.
And then search for Facebook groups
Yeah.
that cater to those things.
But-
So it could be indie music fans,
Right.
DIY musicians,
Okay.
or groups dedicated to like very specific subgenres.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then the guide is very clear about this. Participate in discussions authentically
Yes.
before you start promoting your music.
Before you even think about it.
Like, don't just go in there and be like, hey, listen to my song.
No,
Okay.
because people will see right through that.
No.
You have to be a genuine member of the community.
Okay.
Share your thoughts on other people's posts.
Yeah.
Ask questions, offer support.
Be a good human.
Be a good human.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then when it is time to share your music,
Okay.
the guide says, post links with engaging descriptions.
Right.
So what does that mean? What makes a description engaging?
So instead of just saying, hey, check out my new song,
Right.
tell a story.
Okay.
Share some insight about the song. Explain what you hope listeners will feel when they hear it.
Okay.
Make it personal.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then Reddit,
Reddit.
which is like a whole other world.
It is a whole other world.
So finding relevant subreddits is kind of the equivalent of finding those Facebook groups.
Yes.
So what are some good starting points for musicians?
So subreddits like Indie Heads
Okay.
listen to the
Yeah.
music production.
Okay.
And then there are subreddits for specific genres,
Right.
like jazz, metal, EDM.
Okay.
So again, it's about finding communities
Right.
where your music is likely to resonate
Yeah.
and where people are actually having conversations
Right.
about that kind of music.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then the guide gives this warning about following the rules
Yes,
of each community.
absolutely.
Because I guess if you don't, you can get kicked out.
Yeah, you can get your posts removed
Right.
or even banned.
Okay.
So it's really important.
So read the rules.
Read the rules.
Okay.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these communities have like designated threads
Okay.
or specific days
Right.
where you can promote your music.
Got it.
So you have to respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then finally, for both Facebook groups and Reddit, it's about engaging with other people's posts.
Yes.
Again,
Always.
always.